Hey guys, so time for another video update of the things that are going on right now. Lots of flowers. So I've been watering and fertilizing like in the last 2 months roughly. I started in March with the watering. These plants need a lot of water when they flower. Lots of water and lots of sun. And we're getting closer. This one has recovered beautifully. I had to take off the tip because it had like dripped on it cold water and that had caused an infection. And yeah, the new pups have all produced some flower buds, which is awesome. This one here, this is a Trichocereus thaiensis that I've been trying to get to flower for like 2 or 3 years and it still doesn't flower. But I have not given up yet, so we will see. This is a Autenried hybrid called Saarland, a region in Germany, like a state. And flowers are like purplish, from Tora lapana, like the father was Echinopsis Tora lapana, mother Trichocereus pachanoi. So yeah, and these grow columnar, but have colored flowers, which is awesome. Also the first flowers on my Trichocereus scopolicola. This is like big for me, like because I wanted to get this plant to flower for years too. This year I was saying, okay, if this thing doesn't flower, I will exchange it for another one, for a better. But yeah, it hurt me and started to flower. So this one is a Shalensis, like a weird form of Shalensis. I know it looks weird, but it definitely is Shalensis in a way. But yeah, looks a little bit like Frankie. Very unusual plant and I love it. The one in the backs is the same clone. I like them. Grows very weird. I know it looks a lot like Peruvianus, but it turned out it is not. Simply because it like has a different body form. It has the body form of Shalensis. So this one is flowering for the first time in years. This one is flowering. Lots of flower buds. The one on the left has flower buds. The one on the right hasn't. I was trying to get the one on the right to flower, but so far nothing. We'll see, you know. And yeah, a lot of these do not have flower buds. I mean, you see the beginning, but I'm disappointed in this greenhouse because it was the coldest April in forever. So there are not that many flower buds in this greenhouse yet, apart from the large ones that were directly in front of the window. These here, most of these still have no flower buds, but I hope that some of them will flower this year. I mean, I say maybe 1/10 of them have flower buds. And yeah, a lot of flowers on this shelf, on the top shelf. Top shelf's always great for flowering. Less on the bottom. But yeah, the hotter it gets, the more likely these will flower too. And over here I have a lot of flower buds too. I mean, like I said, in this greenhouse I'm a little bit disappointed. Simply because it gets maybe an hour or two less sun during the day. And when you have a cold spring month in April, it kind of slows everything down. But yeah, there are flower buds on a lot of plants already. It's not that they aren't coming, but I am still waiting for some in the middle. Like the ones, especially the ones that haven't flowered yet, you know. But yeah, looking good so far. Also hoping for Cuscensis to flower. This one. Yeah, and of course the crest that I have here. This one will flower eventually. I know it. I know it. It just takes a lot of time. There has to be a certain size to these. And I think it's probably a couple of years away from flowering. But you never know. Sometimes you're lucky. This one is Fulvilanus deserticola, you know, same species. Two forms of the same species. And no flowers yet. Which really frustrates me, because this thing was flowering like 4 years ago. And then not anymore. So what I will do this year is I will take it out of the soil. I don't like this soil. This is a lot of lava, and lava, it just isn't as good as pumice. Yeah, and here, I mean, it's just too much, man. I hope that I can get one seedling per pot flowering, so I can see which ones are the ones that I need to keep. But at some point I need to let go of a lot. This is just a small part, you know. That's just, yeah. I'm not in this to do like health stuff to help it, you know, because I don't see myself breeding for much longer than maybe another 5 years or so. I will retire because it's too much, too heavy on my body. I'm not healthy. I like have problems with my thyroid, and the heat is completely cooking me, you know. Like tonight I already had like the ventilator on, and it's not even hot yet. But yeah, no pain, no gain. These are grafted. I have them in full sun. I wish I could keep them in the greenhouse, but there's just no more space, you know. I would love to have like a greenhouse effect on these, because the heat helps them to flower. Some of these are already big enough to flower. And yeah, especially when they are grafted. But I just don't have the space. So this is the large columnar Pregesi. You know, very popular. It's a total failure in my opinion. It's just a plant that can't flower. It's pretty, like, I don't know. If I don't get this thing to flower, I will ditch it at some point. They probably need to be planted out to flower. But yeah, we'll see. Maybe I get a surprise flower at some point. So this greenhouse, this is the one that gets more sun, and everything is full of flower buds. Of course, everything apart from my Trichocereus validus, which really makes me mad this year, because it reaches the roof probably this year, and if it reaches the roof in winter, I can't cut it anymore, because cutting in winter is bad. So I need to decide if I want to remove the tip now this year or wait until next year. It might be just enough for next year, but yeah, this thing is really frustrating me. It flowered so well, reliably every year, when it was like 1 meter tall, and then it stopped simply because the pot was too big. People tell me like my plants need a bigger pot. What happens if you put a plant in a bigger pot? It will put all its energy into rooting, and that will lead to a reduced flowering, simply because the energy goes into the roots. And you can do that if you want to plant it out, you know. But I can't plant it out. So as soon as it reaches the roof, the end game is reached. I need to take off the tip, and yeah, that's bad. But yeah, I had to repot it. It was just not. There was no soil in it. I've seen the soil, and I couldn't believe it. It was just roots. So yeah, got it a big pot, and this looks small on the video, but this is a huge pot. I think I don't know, 60 centimeter diameter clay pot. Really nice pot. And very deep too. So it's not a small pot. Yeah, here. Here. Still hoping for Tulhua jacensis to flower. But so far nothing. But yeah, this one has actually good chances to flower this year. Ecuador is flowering. And some of these are flowering too. So we're getting somewhere. It's just a little bit delayed this year. Colder spring. So they're flowering a little bit later. Seedlings, like for grafting and everything. And the grass is already back. I had just cut the grass here. And yeah, here too. This was the worst greenhouse, now it's the best. Simply because it gets the most sun. Lots of flower buds, even on Sörensia, Echinocereus, lots of Lobivia flower buds. I will get completely destroyed this year from all the flowers. But yeah, I'll do my best. Same here. I mean, every Lobivia has flower buds. Almost, not all. But every Lobivia that I have here has the capacity to flower this year. Alright, so this is it. I don't know what I'll do. I'll probably be sowing out today. You can never have enough cacti. It's like crazy. Check this out. This is a plant that I wanted to give away because I have no space. This is in a tiny pot and look how it's flowering. So pot size has nothing to do with flowering. I mean, larger plants can be a lot healthier with big roots. You know, that's not the question. Like, the bigger the root system, the more energy they can store. But like for short-term flowering, a small pot is probably better. But yeah, there's probably a point when the plants are huge that they are flowering like crazy. But when you're a greenhouse grower, you can't do that. Like, it's just impossible, unfortunately, unless you have a huge greenhouse, which is a matter of money. People always tell me I need to get a bigger greenhouse. Guys, I wish I could. I would love to buy me one, but everything costs money. We're living not in a dream world where you can, like, a good greenhouse here in this area cost me like 5k, 5,000 euro. And that's too much. I mean, maybe one day, but for now, I will have to live with the smaller greenhouses because they are easier to heat. I mean, it's not only that you have to buy the greenhouse and all the materials. You also need to heat it every year. You need to water everything. Like, it's all a matter of money, and a cactus breeder isn't making a lot of money. I do this, I don't do this for the money. But yeah, good that we talked about it. Okay guys, so this is it, this is the end. I have a Patreon, check it out, patreon.com/cactusjerk, and seeds are available at trichocereus.net. Alright, bye.